Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
You're a neurologist. What was the prognosis yesterday when you went for the visit?
It was actually not a bad visit. It was a good visit. He basically said to me he can't explain. That's his answer to the miraculous turnaround I had after having the procedure, is that he can't explain. That being said, with some of the symptoms, I guess, that I am dealing with now a little bit, he hasn't pushed the medication on me. He said it is available if I want it, but he doesn't push it. But as far as the procedure goes, he can't explain it. And
Describe what you call miraculous effects of that treatment.
Yeah, absolutely. After the first treatment in Bulgaria, the thing that I noticed, the main thing was the nerve pain that I had in my legs from the waist down. It was gone within 6 hours after having the procedure. And it was a complete turnaround. My brain fog was gone. I felt like my body temperature was regulated, and the fatigue was gone. And it was instantaneous. It was amazing.
Why did you then need another treatment 7 months later?
Right. The reason for that is because I was noticing that symptoms were returning. The legs were starting to go again, and the nerve pain came back. And there was talk of people needing a second procedure. So I looked into it, and I decided to go again. And the second time they found out that one of the veins, the jugular vein, was completely occluded through scar tissue. So the scar tissue had formed and completely occluded the flow of blood from the jugular vein. And so that was why there was a recurrence of symptoms. And there was also a different way he was treating the valves of the vein.
And what was the effect of the second treatment?
Second treatment was almost same thing, instantaneous. Within hours, it was like the brain fog is gone. I felt much more alive. And when I came back, I jumped into full-time work Monday to Friday. And I started kickboxing, and then I also added being the manager of the Kelowna Pipe Band to my plate. And I was just, from sun up to sundown, it was go, 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 go.
Now, what's your current condition? How are you feeling now?
Yeah, currently, I think because the last year has been a lot of stress that I've had. So I think the stress has also a part to play in this, not just the MS. But I feel like a lot of the fatigue is starting to come back, a little bit of the brain fog. And that's probably this is what I talked to my neurologist about as well. And
so how do you explain what you've been through in the face of what we're hearing this morning about this study?
Right, absolutely. And I think the thing that irks me with the study, or puts a little bug, is there's no fine print. I mean, there is a response from Dr. Zamboni in regards to this, and he has said that there's a few flaws in it. And one of the things was that the imaging, the way they did the imaging, the authors of the study did the imaging, was not the gold standard. So the color Doppler ultrasonography imaging, they did not use that protocol. So there's a little bit of discrepancy across the board in regards to that, because there's not a gold standard. Well, there is a gold standard, but it's not used with everybody that is doing studies. The other thing is that this study also only imaged the upper and middle neck veins, and not the lower as well, where a lot of the blockages are seen in the lower and the collateral veins. So there is a fine print to it.
Is it possible, do you think, that, because the mind is a powerful thing, do you think it's possible that the effect that you found from this treatment was a placebo effect?
And I've heard that a lot. And my first response to that is there's been so many people that I've talked to that have had the benefits. Absolutely not a placebo. You just don't make your legs better. You just don't think your nerve pain is gone, and it's gone. I know that a lot of the things that it does help, because it's not a cure. And that's the other thing. It's not a cure. It helps symptoms of MS. And the other thing, too, is if you are very far advanced in your disease and you've been in a wheelchair for years, and you have this hope of, I'm going to walk again, I'm going to go out and go back to full-time work, that's not always the outcome, because too much damage has been done to come back from. So it is different from person to person, just like every surgical procedure is, right? My mom had hip surgery and it didn't work as well as she had, and another person gets it done and they're walking, running, playing tennis, all that stuff.
Do you think that there will eventually be scientific proof that this works?
From Canada, years. I would believe it's going to be years. But I do believe that once there is that standard of testing that each study can go through with, then yes, I believe so. If there is a standard way of doing tests, then yes.
Some provinces in Canada have pushed for pilot projects and have pilot projects underway, in fact, with this treatment. Do you think that should be done here or across the country? How do you think public dollars should be spent on this?
Well, I think right now, if you have MS, great place to be is Saskatchewan, because they're really moving forward with that. I think that it's a big pharmaceutical thing as well. To keep somebody on the medication, it is about $20,000 to $30,000 a year. To have a procedure done like this, it's about $5,000.
So you're suggesting that there's some pressure from pharmaceutical companies to yes. debunk the theory.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I believe so. And the other thing, too, is you also get opposition from neurologists because this is a neurological disease versus, a vein issue. So it's like saying that, I have a problem with my ceiling fan. I'm going to call my plumber to come fix it. So,
would you have it done again?
I would absolutely have it done again. It was an overnight procedure in Bulgaria. It was out the same day in California. It was very simple. It was easy. And just the results that I personally have had from it have been life-changing.
Angela, it's so interesting to hear your story. Thanks very much for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.